What's going on, guys? It is the Coaster Battleman here, bringing you a cool comparison type of video. I'm comparing Michigan's Adventure and Indiana Beach, the two smaller amusement parks that I've been to recently, supposedly. So, yeah. These are two smaller amusement parks, and I'm talking about, like, the similarities between their roller coaster lineup and differences. And I'm ready to start now. And when you compare the land space of these parks, Michigan's Adventure, they have tons of land, tons of open land between Shivering Timbers and their water rides, Thunder Hawk and Wolverine Wildcat. But that's where the train route goes. Maybe they can redo that whole section, make a new roller coaster over there. That'd be pretty nice. But with Indiana Beach, they're pretty landlocked. Unless they could expand and make a huge boardwalk in the water, with the water, then there's no way that they'll be able to expand that much. So, yeah, we're moving on to the next thing with the roller coasters. And comparing this place's roller coasters, Indiana Beach's coasters, to Michigan's Adventures, overall, they have some pretty solid collections, but comparing the major coasters, I would probably compare Tiger to Mad Mouse. Tiger at Indiana Beach to Mad Mouse at Michigan's Adventure. They're both small family coasters that everyone will enjoy, but unfortunately with Tiger there is a pretty bad height restriction to 54 inches. You have to be 54 inches or taller to ride, while Mad Mouse has a smaller height requirement. So that's why I think Mad Mouse is a little better. But layout-wise, I feel like Tiger has the much better layout because Mad Mouse is just another one of those wild mouse coasters. So, moving on to the other steel coasters that I find similar are Steel Hog and Corkscrew. So, Steel Hog and Corkscrew, they're both sit-down looping coasters, but Steel Hog is one amazing ride. It has an amazing beyond vertical drop, two amazing inversions, which are a heart line type roll, kind of like how a B&M wing coaster goes upside down before its main drop, as well as a crazy 0G roll that gives some insane hang time. While Corkscrew, it just has a bunch of old school inversions. It just has the traditional double corkscrew that goes over the corkscrew logo, and that's about it. And other than the double corkscrew, there isn't much to talk about with corkscrew and its layout. So, yeah, I feel like Steel Hog is better. So, overall, the coasters, so far, it's an easy matchup win. But now, talking about the smaller wooden coasters, we're going to talk about Lost Coaster of Superstition Mountain. And this is a family wooden roller coaster at Indiana Beach, comparing to Zach Zoomer. I haven't ridden either one of these, but comparing them, Zach Zoomer looks to be a pretty solid family wooden coaster, but Lost Coaster of Superstition Mountain's better in my opinion, because it has some very cool theming to go along with its experience. Like, there's some cool skeletons and stuff, and an elevator lift hill. So that's why it's better than Zach Zoomer. But moving on to Wolverine, Wildcat, and Cornball Express. They're both pretty solid. They're not both solid, because Wolverine Wildcat's rough. It's pretty rough, not that enjoyable. While Cornball Express is actually fairly smooth for a wooden coaster, but it's still kind of rough depending on what seat you're in. But it has some decent airtime moments, a nice curved drop, and some pretty fun turns. And it's relatively smooth, so I think I would give that one to Cornball Express at Indiana Beach. But between Shivering Timbers and Hoosier Hurricane those are the two out and back wooden coasters. I didn't really find Hoosier Hurricane to be that bad the front row, but in the middle of the train, which I rode it my second time riding, I didn't really enjoy it that much. While Shivering Timbers, I've ridden it in the front, the back. I've ridden it tons of times in different seats. Well, one, because the line was super short for it, and two, it's an amazing ride. I rode it in several different rows, and the airtime is really good. Even though this coaster isn't the smoothest, I have felt random jolts of pain before on this coaster. The airtime is just so good and well makes up for that pain. So overall, I think Shivering Timbers is better. But there are some kiddie coasters that I'm going to compare right now. It is going to be their Little Dipper kid coaster, or Big Dipper, as I should say. Is a small kiddie coaster at Michigan's Adventure, and I haven't ridden it yet, so probably never will. While Indiana Beach has a small kiddie coaster right here, and I don't really know which is better, but I think Indiana Beach's kiddie coaster has some small helix sections. When you look at it on Google Maps, it might look pretty decent for a kiddie coaster, so yeah. But there's a few rides that I haven't compared yet, and those are two extra rides. The Thunderhawk, which is the Vekoma SLC, and everyone hates these rides, I know. But I don't mind Thunderhawk. I thought it was pretty decent. It is kind of bumpy, but I find it to be pretty fun. I don't really mind the roughness of it. While the Super Loop is a pretty fun ride, it's cloned all over the place, but the hang time you get on this Super Loop ride here, I believe it's called 0G. On 0G, the hang time you get is really good, so overall not bad. But Michigan's Adventure unfortunately doesn't have any thrilling flat rides, but comparing the water parks right now, Michigan's Adventure's water park is much, much better because there's only a few slides to try out at Indiana Beach, as well as a nice lazy river and a splash pad area and some other water slides. While Michigan's Adventure, looking on Google Maps, they have so much to do in the water park, as well as the tornado slide, this ride called Snake River Falls. They have these two mammoth sized water slides that are super long, and they're really good and stuff. So Michigan's Adventure really does have to offer a lot of fun water slides. So now talking about the thrilling flat rides. This park, Indiana Beach, they have a nice drop tower. It's actually a shooting type of drop tower, and I really enjoyed this ride. And there's also a really unique flat ride called the Growler. Pretty unique flat ride where you can spin the little vehicle thing you're in. It's a pretty cool flat ride, and overall, Michigan's Adventure, they need some flat rides. They need a Sky Screamer and a drop tower. Those are the two that they need, in my opinion. I feel like Michigan's Adventure doesn't really need roller coasters, but I would love to see this park have a bunch of thrilling flat rides to improve their thrills and make more thrill seekers go there when it comes to thrills. And I would want to see them get a really, really good coaster to pair with Shivering Timbers. So yeah. But with Indiana Beach, they're so landlocked that I would love to see an SNS 4D free fly here. And overall, they're both really. I know I've ridden the Joker at Six Flags Great American. I really did enjoy that attraction, and lots of people seem to enjoy it. So I feel like an SNS 40 free fly, because there's not that much land anywhere at Indiana Beach, would be a good fit. But comparing these two parks, in my opinion, I feel like Indiana Beach is the better park. Because I feel like the roller coasters, there's more depth when it comes to their coaster collection, with Cornball Express and Steel Hog being their 1-2 punch, and having a nice family coaster in Tiger makes them a very, compared to Michigan's Adventure, a much deeper coaster collection. While after Shivering Timbers, the coasters are just okay. Like Mad Mouse is okay, Wolverine Wildcat's pretty bad, Corkscrew's okay, then the Zach Zoomer looks okay, the Kiddie Coaster looks okay. Lost Coaster of Superstition Mountain for a family coaster looks pretty decent. So that's why I think Indiana Beach is better than Michigan's Adventure. So that was my comparison video between Indiana Beach and Michigan's Adventure. Kind of like an amusement park battle, just kind of like a comparison. And that was my opinion on it. So do you want me to do any more of these videos on parks I've been to? Tell me in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned!